Hello, we're Dallin and Karree Larsen. A little more than a year ago, we posted a message that after a few years of trying to enjoy retirement, we decided to come out of retirement with the intention of helping as many folks as we could for the remainder of our days through the formation of a final company and community. Tens of thousands of people from various parts of the world watched that original message. We were honored that so many folks would take a few minutes out of their busy lives to listen to what we had to say at that particular time. So in that same spirit, the spirit of transparency, we'd like to give you an update on what's happened in our lives and the lives of others since that message was first shared a little over a year ago. Share with them, Karree.
Dallin jokes around a lot, and that's one of the reasons why 15 years ago last week I married him. We have a blended family of 11 children, 10 of who are living, and it's a his, hers, and ours, and I love it. We also have 9 grandchildren and a 10th on the way. We're not a perfect family, nor are we perfect parents, but it's our family. We talk about God, family, and business, and we try to keep our priorities in that order. And after dating him for 4 months, we got married and hit the ground running. We're creators. We've spent these last 15 years traveling the world together, and we've seen lives change for the better. What makes me tick is that I love people, and I especially love children. And I want to help parents create dreams and achieve those dreams for themselves as well as for their children. And that to me is so much more fulfilling than retirement, and that's why we're back. We were in Washington, D.C. a few years ago, and as we went to Mount Vernon to see the estate of George Washington along the Potomac River, I sat under a large oak tree and had a conversation with George. And in my head, I said to him, "Look at this country. Is this what you envisioned for America? All the division and the lack of understanding and the respect for those of different faiths, political persuasions, and color?" And the words that almost immediately popped into my head were these: we the people. George Washington believed in the people of his land, and so did me and Dallin. I immediately walked up to Dallin that day at Mount Vernon and said, "It's we the people, we're leaders. Let's be brave, courageous, and go make a difference in the lives of every family who is willing to fight for their dreams. Let's build one final community." I almost died at the age of 10 in a fire explosion. I've had a son die in my arms. I became an airline pilot at a time when the ratio of men to women pilots was around 1 in 4,000. There's nothing in this life I'm afraid of, and I try to value each day and every day because I know how fragile life truly is. I told Dallin that I was willing to go to hell and back to fight for the person who's willing to stand up and fight for their dreams. That's who I am, and that's who Dallin is. It truly is we the people. We are all children of an amazing God who created us to be uniquely ourselves, and you are here for a purpose. If we can help you fulfill that purpose, we'd be honored to do life with you the rest of our days.
Thank you, Karree, and thank you for believing in me and us and everyone else. Karree is the angel of the underdog. She truly is. My friends, I've been in direct selling for almost 30 years now, and can I just say that I've lived the most amazing life as a result of this business? Because of direct selling, I've traveled to all 50 states in America and almost 70 countries around the world. This business is the great equalizer. There is no glass ceiling. There are no limits on your success based on race or religion. If you're a go-getter and a go-giver, you can forever change your life. I heard about direct selling in my late 20s, and I haven't looked back. I took control of my financial future, and you can too. During these almost 30 years in direct selling, I've helped start as well as founded 2 separate companies that have paid out several $billion in commissions to families all over the world. Because of what happened at Mount Vernon and our desire to walk out the rest of our days trying to help folks accomplish significant things rather than playing golf every day, we came out of retirement a little over a year ago to help fund and lead a final company that we have named Vasayo. Vasayo is an acronym that means vision, action, steadiness, assures your outcome. Friends, success in any endeavor is all about vision, action, and steadiness. So let's talk about what's happened with this baby called Vasayo that was birthed at our grand opening in the middle of 2017. Our vision was never to build a certain size of company, but rather to bless 1 million lives in 3 separate areas. First, our goal was to bless 1 million lives physically. We now have, in a short period of time, tens of thousands of folks enjoying the health benefits of Vasayo products. I'm one example. As hard as this may be for you to visualize, I actually wrestled at 98 pounds in the 9th grade at Madison Junior High. When I stepped on the scale a few months ago, I realized I was an embarrassing 100 pounds over my 9th grade wrestling weight. And I knew it was time to get real and do something. So I got on the new Vasayo weight loss product called V-Slim. And in the first 2 months, I lost 25 pounds and went from a size 36 waist to a size 32 waist, and now weigh less than I have for decades. We currently have 5 additional products, including products for energy, sleep, a whole food vitamin mineral supplement, a product to help promote healthy joints, and finally, a product to help with mental focus. These are all multi-billion-dollar product categories, and with our liposome and enzyme delivery systems, each product has been designed for maximum absorption because it's not what you eat, it is what you absorb. Our second goal was to bless 1 million people financially through the Vasayo business model, because we all know that folks could use some extra income. We are thrilled to report that through our first year, we have already paid out tens of millions of dollars to individuals and families for sharing Vasayo products with others. Some are making a few extra $100 each month, while others are making several $1,000s each month. We are well on our way to accomplish this second goal. Our first year in revenue has far exceeded what Karree and I had expected. And if there's a company in direct selling with stronger first-year results, I am not aware of that company. Our third and final goal was to bless 1 million children in Africa and eventually elsewhere with fresh water. This comes from our philosophy that when you are blessed, you should become a blessing to others. Since our grand opening, and thanks to the generous hearts of our Vasayo community, we have raised enough money to drill 20 wells, 8 of which are now completed, and more are being completed in remote villages in Africa every month. As hard as it is to believe, there are over 2,000 kids who die every single day in Africa under the age of 5 from waterborne diseases. Our vision is to do all we can to stop this devastation. Our best estimation is that there are currently close to 30,000 children who are now drinking fresh water every day as a result of the first 8 Vasayo wells. You know, government won't solve this problem, but we the people will. Our alignment with Hearts and Hands for Humanity in delivering fresh water to kids epitomizes the culture and community of givers and servant leadership you will find at Vasayo. We will eventually drill hundreds of wells on our way to blessing 1 million kids with fresh water.
One day, Dallin and I hope to be drilling a well in Africa and loving on the children with you as we provide yet another village with the most basic of human needs, pure water. These are the moments and the memories that we'll treasure in our remaining days, much more than the size of a company or any other earthly possessions.
So true. The other aspect of the vision Karree and I have for Vasayo was and is to create a culture and community that puts life's priorities in the order of God first, family second, and business third. We believe in the importance of physical, financial, emotional, and spiritual health. If one of those legs is missing in our lives, life can come crumbling down. For example, what good is wealth if you don't have your health? And what good is it to be physically fit if your spirit is empty? Wise is the person whose spirit is also fit. So that's our vision and why Vasayo was birthed. Nothing more and nothing less. We have put action behind our vision and we have remained steady. Has it been easy? Heavens no. Nothing of value comes without hard work and sacrifice. You know, my dad once told me when he was 87 that getting old was not for wimps. Let me add to that statement by saying that getting involved in a startup company isn't for wimps. It takes a good 2 years to get a company off the ground and work out the inevitable kinks. The good news is that we are now in our second year. The foundation is continuing to be laid. Even with the natural growing pains experienced with every startup company, I am proud to report that we have shipped products each day since our opening without fail, and we have paid commissions each and every week without fail. The state of Vasayo is strong. With the operation now running smoothly and the right people on the bus, we are poised for the next phase of growth. Within just the last few weeks, I have visited Indonesia, Japan, Thailand, and Macau, a small island next to Hong Kong. With this recent trip, we are just now beginning our international expansion plans, which causes me to think that maybe it's now the right time for you to take a real close look at Vasayo as our vision of 1 million lives blessed with better health, financial security, and fresh water begins ramping up.
We started Vasayo for you and for all those who are willing to roll up their sleeves, dust off their dreams, stand up for their families in the pursuit of time and freedom and financial freedom. We want you to be free to enjoy your kids. We want you to own your home. We want you to go on a humanitarian mission with us to Africa, to be a part of a community of like-minded folks, and to live life to the fullest. And we're going to do all that we can to help you achieve those dreams. And Dallin and I believe our best days are yet to come, and we believe that yours are as well. We didn't sign up to do something small. We've always done big things. Vasayo will be no exception. Buckle up.
Having founded a company in 2005 that went from zero to almost $1 billion a year in revenue in a little over 3 years, I know the pieces of the puzzle you must put in place in order to accomplish big things. We have spent the last year laying that sure and solid foundation. I also helped start a company in 1991 that continues paying folks each week for efforts they put in almost 30 years ago. That's called residual passive income. I've always had good gut instincts. In fact, when I met Karree, my gut said, "You better marry her." And I did. Here's what my gut is telling me this very moment. Now listen closely to what I'm about to say. As one who has been down this road before and has helped build 2 large global companies and has been recognized as an Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year in America, which, by the way, totally shocked all my high school teachers and most of my siblings, I'm sure. After nearly 30 years in this business, I'm telling you that I have never been more confident about something relative to business than I am right now. Vasayo is a legacy company in its infancy. This baby that was birthed called Vasayo is starting to crawl. It will eventually walk and then run. It will eventually be the means of blessing millions of lives around the globe, physically, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. It will be a legacy company that will outlive us. That's what I believe. You have to see it to believe it, to achieve it, and I see it. We see it. We aren't in full-blown momentum yet, but I can tell you this, it is beginning to percolate and will be boiling over in the next few years. If you've ever dreamed of being on the early stages of that momentum curve, this message is for you. If you looked at us a year ago and decided to pass for whatever reason, consider this a brand new invitation from my bride and myself to come home to Vasayo. We are just getting started, and as my good friend Rusty Barton would say, you still have an opportunity to put your handprint in the cement at Vasayo while it is still wet.
We were all little children once. In fact, we're still children, but we're just in big kid bodies now. But for the grace of God, any one of us could have been born in a region of the world where the things we take for granted, such as fresh water, are not available. And our attitude is simply this: if not us, who will help? And if not now, when? The Bible says that inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, you have done it unto me. At Vasayo, it's about our hearts and it's also about our hands. We could use your hearts and your hands in helping these children. And it's not just kids in Africa that need help. We all, within our own souls, desire to be a part of a loving community, part of something bigger than ourselves. And to know that we have people in our corner who are praying for us, believing in us, who have our backs in the amazing journeys of ups and downs called life. This is the Vasayo culture. My name is Karree Larsen, and I'm one in a million whose life has already been blessed because of Vasayo.
For those of you who have joined us and remained with us, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. For those of you who joined and left for whatever reason, we invite you to come back home to Vasayo. We will be better with you than without you. Finally, for those of you who perhaps are hearing about Vasayo for the first time through this update message, Karree and I promise that we will do all in our power to ensure that aligning with Vasayo becomes one of the greatest decisions of your life in every area of your life. The timing is here. The leadership is in place. The income is real. The water is beginning to flow in African villages, but there is always room for more hearts and hands. All the pieces of the puzzle are in place. The only missing piece is you. We invite you to join with us on a journey of a lifetime. You know, before my dad passed to the other side a few years ago, in one of the last messages he delivered to his family, he told us this: we all make many decisions in our life each and every day. Most of those decisions don't have lasting consequences. However, he said, in my 87 years, I have come to understand that there are 3 big decisions we make, and I would counsel you to make these decisions wisely. First, who are you going to marry? I did well. Second, what are you going to do with your time? And third, what are you going to believe in? I love and miss my dad and will forever be grateful for his wise counsel. I am grateful for parents who gave me roots and wings, not loot and things, like I always say. But regarding what he said about time and what we choose to do with our time, Karree and I have determined that Vasayo is worthy of our time. It's a cause we believe is worth pouring our heart and soul into, because it's about we, the people. We hope and believe that once you fully see the big picture of Vasayo, it will be a cause in which you can happily pour your time and heart for the rest of your days. Yet should your life journey take you on a different course, keep doing your best. Never give up on yourself. Live life large. And like the wise general said, make your bed every day. Only when we master the little things in life will bigger dreams and opportunities become achievable. You and I, and all of us, are in the dash of life. It goes fast. Some dashes, like my dad's, lasted 87 years. Some dashes, like Karree's son Bronson, last but a few months. May each of us live the remainder of our life doing significant things every day, so that when we close our eyes for the final time, and by the grace of a loving God, they are opened once again, we may all hear the words, "Well done." May God reign upon your life and the lives of your loved ones. I am Dallin Larsen, and I'm one in a million whose life has already been blessed through Vasayo. We look forward to meeting you and hearing about your journey of significance and what you've done with your time. And let us end this message simply by saying, welcome home.
Welcome home.